I welcome you to the most beautiful and most hospitable city, Lahti, Finland.
Going to lower the flag of Nigeria and raise the United States of Biafra.
Biafra de facto government in the homeland and the delegates from across the world representing the constituent states of the United States of Biafra, who collectively and individually advocate for self-preservation of our people in the face of unrivaled genocidal onslaught by Nigeria government against our people in Nigeria, whereas we have endured political marginalization, economic deprivation, periodic massacre of Biafra people within Biafra land and across Nigeria since the 1914 amalgamation and creation of Nigeria. Whereas we have endured all this in hope that one day things will be better. Rather, he is defending his people against terrorism. In 1960, Nigeria was comprised of 3 supposedly equal regions: North with 14 provinces, East with 12 provinces, and West with 9 provinces. This meant that the North had 14 provinces, while the South had 21 provinces. However, after independence, and with political power in the hands of unscrupulous elements from the North, the geopolitical distortion began in the most senseless manners. Nigeria became a country where human settlements violated laws of nature, with outrageous claims that more people live in the hot, arid North than the mild coastal South. Gradual and arbitrary creation of states by mainly military leaders from the North over the years resulted in the North today having 19 states and 414 local government areas, while the South has 17 states and 355 local government areas. This distortion in the geopolitical structure of Nigeria has been used to politically and economically marginalize the people of Biafra. Because the number of states and local governments are directly used for political representation and revenue allocation to the disadvantage of the South, even though as much as 90% of the resources sustaining Nigeria come from oil and gas resources in Biafra land.
The declaration has begun, and today it was a lovely sight right there in Finland, Lahti to be precise, where the hegemonies, the northern unscrupulous elements, who of course have been using the resources of the Biafran people to enrich themselves. So what we saw today was the expository of those, very dastard elements, and the most interesting part was we had the Finnish observers and of course the US observers right in there. Welcome. What's your take?
Yeah, my take is that realization of Biafran nation has come. What we have anticipated for 57 to 1970. That's, in a space of 57, 56, 55, 54 years ago, has come to play out today. It began today. Tomorrow is 30th. Next tomorrow is 1st, then 2nd. So it is just within 48 hours. Everything will be unfolded to the whole world. Both socialist Britain, British hegemony that suppressed Biafrans, assisted Nigeria on annihilating, disaliving Biafran people during Nigerian Biafran Civil War. We are not looking at that angle, but we are trying to at least sensitize our Western Europe allies or brothers on what actually, took place in 1967 to 1970. That Igbo man was subjected to continual genocide, sponsored, funded, abated by British Labour government, who actually played that kind of, played a ruthless policy to actually exterminate the whole Biafran people. We of course understood what Finnish government did, worked hard to make sure Biafran children were not quachiocored. The Finlandia region denied their children their school fees, denied their children basic amenities in life, contributed money locally within Finlandia region to alleviate the sufferings of Biafrans. And actually, it had gone beyond that, because we understood that the runways, the facilities, materials, the money Nigerian, the Biafran people used to construct Uli airports. It wasn't only the Igbo millionaires then that contributed or funded that construction or building of Uli airport. Finlandia government then actually helped out. And the way we did it, we built world-class airstrip. Airstrip, I won't call it airport. It was airstrip. There are African-made, let me use the word, Igbo-made, Biafra-made runway lights, illuminating the whole runway tracks. If the suppliers of food relief and other basic, let me say, materials to Biafra land, at night, these airstrips in the bush, forest, were well illuminated. Finland helped out. Finland assisted Biafrans. Finland was part of our success today. Finland, they were with us then. And actually, to my greatest surprise, these Scandinavians are still with us today. Am I going to tell the whole world that these are angels that God has sent to liberate Biafrans? Am I going to, start exonerating the Finnish people, turning my back on our white-skinned Jews, Israel, that we actually, emancipated or sprang up from? Because I know that my ancestry is traced to the Jews. If the white skin could actually start their discrimination that I am black, that I'm telling the whole world that we are one. So who am I to not at least rain my appraisal, applaud to the Finlandia nation that worked hand, tooth and nail to assist the Biafran patriarchal children to get access to Oporoko. Oporoko is called stockfish. Oporoko is it in Igbo language. Then again, come milk, Cadbury Bonvita, which might not be from Britain, but it was obvious it is Cadbury Bonvita that we know today. Finland made it accessible into the Biafran land, and all our children were not, actually what you call. The supplies of all these basic, materials compelled the Biafran children to bounce back to life. None of them died of lack of basic nutritional values, nutritional food, nutritional intake of all the nutrients and vitamins, proteinous food that actually could bring a dying child back to life.
All right.
Finland did it, and today they are still playing that role of our biggest allies in the world. See, let me tell you, I'm not turning my back on where I come from. I mean the Jews. No. During the Biafran War of 1967, the Jews were provoked by their Arab neighbors in the far Middle East Europe. 1, the Palestinians. 2, the Egyptians. 3, the Syrians. 4, the Yemens. All the Arab world, they gang up against the Jews in the Middle East Europe. Who are those Jews? The state of Israel. So that was actually what prompted Israeli, exuding from southeastern Nigeria to make sure that they retain their settlement in the Middle East today, the state of Israel. They turned their back on us. We were not aggrieved. We understood their feelings. We understood what they were at least militating for. The sustenance of Jewish state restoration, which started in 1948. All of a sudden, there was an aggression. Mid-60s, late 60s, which at least, entered into early 70s. Yom Kippur War, Arab-Israeli War. Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Then, and many of them erupted during the war, after the war, 1970, 1956, 1954, 1973. They could not allow Israel to rest. That Jewish state that actually came to be in 1948 abandoned us because there are many things at stake. Israel was needed to go back home and put their home in order, because you can't leave your home, go to another person's whose home is on fire. Make sure you protect your home, well fortified and secured, before you ask about your neighbor. You fight for your neighbor. That's why it was like Israel left during the war. And the Igbos we were not and are still not aggrieved over Israeli abandoning Biafra during the war, because something transpired at Israeli home. That is Middle East. The whole Arab, they want to use that as an excuse to occupy Jerusalem, to occupy Mount Sinai, to occupy Western Bank, Gaza. I don't know what to say. That was what prompted or compelled Israel to go home and what? Protect that enclavement. Little place, very little region, geography and what curb the enemies from infiltrating the states
Oh, well,
of Israel.
Mr. Ralph, in today's, meetings that was held in Lati, the speaker of the day had narrated how the Northerners, wherein the Southern Protectorate had 21 provinces, because in this Eastern region there was 14, and in the West there was 8. But over the years, how the Northern hegemonies, when we're talking about the Northern elite, who of course are, are exploiting the natural resources of other regions, how they use a military coup to decimate and then just create more illegal states. And now there are more, I think we have about 21 or 20.
I'm telling you, they're everywhere.
Those were the things that were presented in that today's, meetings. And the US and Finnish congressmen and representatives, they all observed it and they've applauded. And in fact, this project has received more international support. You should be happy about this.
I'm very, very happy. You know what? The northern region, which is, largely Flanese infiltration, can never ever be equaled to southwestern region, which is Timli Yorubas. They seem to have, outnumbered the Yorubas due to the kind of political, approach we have often in Nigeria. The Yorubas are more populated than the Fulanis. The Kanuri, the Gbaris, the Nupe, the Hausas outnumbered the Fulanis by millions upon millions of numbers. But what is going on is that the Fulani came, the British people, the main suspect of Nigeria woes today, gave the Fulanis the right to carry the arm, to infiltrate Nigerian military, police, the rest of them like prison controller, immigration and customs, quarantine, and so on and so forth. To be in charge of all these federal agencies so that the Igbo man will have no access to arm, Yoruba man will be what? Armless. Everything about militancy belongs to Fulanis. That's why they cripple us. I am an Igbo man. We are still numbering our hundreds of millions around the world. You are a Yoruba man, you know your population. Your population all over the world. The Gbaris, the Urobo, we know all those ones as ethnic minorities. But as an Igbo man, I don't believe on ethnic minorities. Everybody has his own potential inside here. So what I'm trying to say is that Britain is the major cause of this. And what is going on today is that Fulani is using our natural resources as, priority to instigate, antagonize Yoruba man and Igbo man, collide their heads, and all of them will be speaking abracadabra. Yoruba will say Igbo man is bad. Igbo man will say Yoruba is bad. Why are you not together? Is it not because of Sultan of Sokoto? The kind of religious renditions, oratory narratives coming from the Sultana and the Emir of Kano that has at least seduced, deceived Yoruba man into believing that Igbo man is his enemy. Is it not from all the oratory rendition and the eloquence of the Fulani hegemonies that convince Igbo not to mingle with their Yoruba brothers in the southern Nigeria? And today we are not out to tell the whole world how aggrieved we are, how disappointed we are that Fulani is the one running, being at the helm, in control of Nigerian political stage. Are we fools? No. You would like to do it, fine. As an Igbo, fine. Yoruba, your brother, we go at the back door, disorganize everything, tell many negative stories about you, even invited the military and the police to go after you. Fine, that's Yoruba. Are we not, getting it the wrong way? That Yoruba will do it right. At least Obasanjo is the major agent of peace we have in Nigeria today. He's from Yoruba extraction. He's working hard, very hard to get it right, to make sure that the anomalies politically, religiously, and otherwise in Nigeria is corrected. Is it not Ojos Okalu, Hope Uzodinma, and the rest of political idiots in the southeast that will go against Obasanjo and gang up against him with the Fulani? And the conservative policy Obasanjo is coming out to pacify, to make sure that Nigerian nation is very, very accommodatable for all of us. That Igbo man, from the angle of Igbo political elites, wicked ones, will spoil Obasanjo's move. My brother, it is interwoven. Yorubas are antagonizing, sabotaging. Igbos are antagonizing, sabotaging. The Calabars, everything, they are antagonizing.
And meanwhile, the Fulanis are the beneficiaries.
They are the beneficiaries of all this because they are seem to be politically more inclined and intelligent and bright than all of us. Why? The British hegemony. Mama Charlie, Queen Elizabeth, is the orchestrator of all these political anomalies going on in Nigeria. What gives Fulani the strength and the formidable dynamism could never be associated with intelligence or brightness. No, they are not. No, they are not. They are opportunists, political opportunists. That is whom the Fulanis are. They are political opportunists. I don't understand.
Yeah.
They see the gain, they become astute politicians. They go where they get gain. That's the meaning of astuteness. They are not better than Yorubas. Fulani are not brighter than Yorubas. I don't want to mention Igbo. Who the hell do they think they are? They can never measure themselves with Igbos. But today we've seen the roles played by the British in the 1960s. The War of 1967 brought the Igbos crippled and Yorubas crippled politically, that allowed them to monumentize the Fulani kind of political, let me say, bigotry. Now, Yoruba man, if you want to excel and dazzle on the political stage of the country, you will pay transport and fly into Sokoto, meet the Sultan of Sokoto on his 2 knees so that he will be endorsed. What a shame. The man you are meeting in Sokoto, who the hell is he? His country is Sahel country. The land there is dry. But you that is plenty in Yoruba land, you that is plenty, you live in the land of plenty, wealth, natural wealth. You are becoming boy, a slave to a man that comes from dry country of the Sahel desert. Is it not cowardice of the highest order? Is it not illiteracy of the highest order? Why are we poor? Why are we down as slaves, pretending as if we are having upper hand against the barbarians from Sahel, Africa?
Well, it's an unfortunate, when we look at it, it's an unfortunate play out. But in that meeting, this is the last question. In that meeting, I saw something interesting on the stage. I saw the flag of Oduduwa Nation. What has Oduduwa Nation got to do with this?
Yeah, alignment, allies, alignment, collaboration, conjunction, signaging, that's signage, together with the Igbos. Oduduwa must fly. So the Yoruba nation has begun to understand that the only people they could cling on or align with to excel on their struggle is the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. That's why you see your flag flying there, and Adebin, I saw it. You shouldn't have told me or educated me on that. I'm the one that should say it. But as you come up with that point, I'm very, very happy. Because now it is a general thing in Nigeria that we should disintegrate. We are not blended as a country. Because Igbo man goes with ideology and he's religious. No, not religious. He's communal, politically communal belief that a man in a particular kinsman, where he comes from, or clan, should secure or procure a portion of land to farm on for him to take care of his family. Subsistence agriculture, we call it farming. That's who Igbo man is. He doesn't know about you. His wife, his children, his wives, his children. The king of that community, Igbo man doesn't know him. Because the king of the community where he belongs is not paying his bill. The king of the community Igbo man belongs is working hard for his family to what? Survive. That's Igbo for you. That's our system. But today, I can see Yoruba Igbos synergizing together to edge out the Sahel country invaders, vandals from desert countries. I am going to name all of them today. Senegal, Gambia, Mali, Chad, Southern Libya, Southern Algeria, Niger, these connotes
Mauritania.
these vandals. Mauritania is far, northwestern Africa. They actually are closer to Atlantic Ocean. They are very far, and they connote most of most of the intelligent Fulani breeds. Look at Ahmed Dati, the man that is the running mate to Obi. He's from Mauritania. He's a Fulani man. You can see he's an educated man. He's having many schools. He controls and manages. Leave them. The Fulani all over Africa, what they are looking for, they will give them. It cannot be from Nigeria. It can be from Biafra. We have achieved a bloodless emancipation, convention, and referendum that is coming on behalf of the Prince of Africa,
Thank you very much.
Republic of Biafra.
Thank you very